Could the very soil beneath your feet hold the secret to cleaning up our biggest agricultural messes? What if the answer to pesticide-laden fields and polluted farmlands isn't more chemicals, but something far more ancient and organic? In a world where our hunger for food sometimes leaves our planet scarred, we're constantly searching for sustainable ways to feed billions without destroying the very earth that nourishes us. Today, we're diving deep into a groundbreaking solution: bioremediation in agriculture. This isn't science fiction. It's a powerful, natural process using tiny, unseen heroes to heal our land. We're going to uncover how these microscopic workers are tackling everything from stubborn pesticides to heavy metals, and why this method is gaining so much traction among farmers, scientists, and environmentalists alike. Prepare to see how nature itself is becoming our greatest ally in sustainable farming. At its core, bioremediation is like nature's own cleanup crew. Imagine your kitchen gets really messy, but instead of you cleaning it, you call in a team of highly specialized tiny chefs who eat all the spilled food and then disappear, leaving no trace. That's essentially what bioremediation does for contaminated soil and water. It's a fancy term for using living organisms, mostly microbes like bacteria and fungi, but sometimes plants too, to remove pollutants from our environment. These organisms have an incredible ability to break down harmful substances, turning them into harmless compounds or even useful nutrients. Think of it as a biological detox for our planet. Agriculture, while essential for life, often leaves behind a trail of unwanted chemicals. Pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, and even accidental oil spills from farm machinery can linger in the soil for years, contaminating groundwater, harming beneficial insects, and even making their way into our food chain. This isn't just bad for the environment. It impacts crop health, worker safety, and the long-term viability of our farms. Traditional cleanup methods can be expensive, disruptive, and sometimes involve even more chemicals. This is where bioremediation steps in as a greener, often more cost-effective and sustainable alternative. It's about harnessing the power of nature to restore balance to our agricultural ecosystems. For example, some studies have shown certain bacteria can break down notorious pesticides like DDT, reducing their presence in soil by over 50% within a few weeks under optimal conditions. So who are these unsung heroes? Primarily, we're talking about bacteria and fungi that naturally live in the soil. These microorganisms aren't just there to look pretty. They're constantly working, breaking down organic matter, and, it turns out, munching on pollutants. They've evolved over millions of years to digest a huge variety of compounds. And surprisingly, many of the synthetic chemicals we've introduced aren't entirely new to their metabolic pathways. They might transform a complex pesticide molecule into simpler, non-toxic components like carbon dioxide and water. Then there are plants used in a specific type of bioremediation called phytoremediation. Imagine sunflowers absorbing radioactive substances or willow trees, sucking up heavy metals from contaminated soil. These plants act like living vacuum cleaners, pulling pollutants out of the ground through their roots and storing them in their leaves and stems. Once the plants have done their job, they can be harvested and safely disposed of, taking the contaminants with them. There isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, but several smart ways to apply bioremediation. Biostimulation. This is like giving the existing cleanup crew a powerful energy drink. If your soil already has the right microbes, but they're not working fast enough, you can add nutrients like nitrogen or phosphorus or even oxygen to supercharge their activity. It encourages them to reproduce quickly and work harder. Bioaugmentation. Sometimes, the native microbes in the soil just aren't up to the task. In these cases, scientists can introduce specific strains of microbes known to be very good at breaking down a particular pollutant. It's like bringing in a specialist team for a tough job. Phytoremediation. As we discussed, planting specific types of crops that are known to absorb certain pollutants. It's slower, but can be very effective for large, mildly contaminated areas. Composting and biopiles. For heavily contaminated soil, sometimes it's excavated and mixed with organic materials like compost. This creates a highly active environment where microbes can thrive and break down pollutants more quickly. While bioremediation offers immense promise, it's not without its challenges. One big hurdle is time. It's often slower than simply digging up and hauling away contaminated soil. Also, microbes are picky. They need just the right conditions: temperature, moisture, pH levels, and nutrient availability to thrive and do their job effectively. A pollutant might be too concentrated or too stubborn for them to break down easily. But scientists are incredibly innovative. Researchers are constantly discovering new super strains of microbes that are more robust and efficient. Genetic engineering is even being explored to create microbes with enhanced pollutant-degrading abilities. We're developing smarter ways to monitor soil conditions in real time, adjusting nutrients and moisture to create the perfect environment for these microscopic workers. Drone technology can even help us map contamination and track progress. We're moving towards precision bioremediation, tailoring the approach to the specific pollutant and environment, making it faster and more reliable. Imagine farms where chemical contamination is a thing of the past, where the soil naturally cleans itself, supporting healthier crops and a thriving ecosystem. Bioremediation is bringing that vision closer to reality. It's a testament to the incredible power of nature, showing us that sometimes the best solutions are found not in a lab, but in the intricate biological processes that have been happening around us for millennia. By understanding and assisting these natural systems, we can create a more sustainable, resilient, and cleaner agricultural future for everyone. If you're curious to see how a specific phytoremediation project transformed a toxic wasteland into a thriving green space, write yes in comments. I think this video has been informative for you. Please share it with your friends and like it. For more such information, please subscribe to this channel.